Hi, this is James Ransom, and I'm honored to speak to this year's winners of the Ezra Jack Keats Award. Congratulations. I'd like to thank you for your early contribution to children's literature. Your distinct voices are an important part of children's literature, and although this award is for emerging and new creators, your art, your words are adding to the community of artists and writers, all working towards elevating the world of children's literature. This is an amazing honor that should propel your career forward. Being recognized by the Keats Foundation lets you know that you're on the right path to building a powerful and important connection with young readers. Everyone knows the incredible impact that Keats made on children's lit when he published his book, The Snowy Day, in 1962, just 1 year after I was born. So I grew up with this book. I read it. It was read to me first as a child. Then I read it when I got a little older. And once I became a father, I read it to my children. The impact of seeing a story about a kid who looks like you is enormous. So keep creating and telling stories and growing the world in your own distinct ways. Your readers will thank you over and over and over and over again. And just like Keats, I want you to continue publishing and challenging and changing the world of children's literature. Congratulations again, and thank you again.
I'm Rodney Bennett, President of the University of Southern Mississippi. It is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome each of you to the 2022 Ezra Jack Keats Awards ceremony. Like many of you, I am a lifelong educator, and I have dedicated my career to providing young people with access to quality higher education programs. I know how important early education is to the success and all that follows. Early education must nurture a love of reading and a connection to books, which is made much more possible when the stories reflect the faces and lives of young readers from all backgrounds and experiences. The University of Southern Mississippi has cherished our rich partnership with the Ezra Jack Keats Foundation for decades. We are proud to have fostered the growth and reach of the Ezra Jack Keats Award, which is co-produced by the Ezra Jack Keats Foundation and the university's de Grummond Children's Literature Collection. I'm so pleased our work toward this end includes the opportunity to support the Ezra Jack Keats Award and its advancement of inclusive children's literature. It is our privilege to help support the new voices of emerging authors and illustrators of today, and they will no doubt join the elite ranks of our most celebrated and beloved children's authors and illustrators. And so, to this year's honorees, I extend congratulations and best wishes on behalf of the University of Southern Mississippi. And I thank you for your contributions to instilling a love of reading in the lives of so many children across our country and around the world. It is now my pleasure to introduce Ellen Ruffin, curator of the university's de Grummond Children's Literature Collection, and one of the hosts of this ceremony.
Hello, and welcome to the 36th Annual Ezra Jack Keats Award presentation. My name is Ellen Hunter Ruffin, and I'm the curator of the de Grummond Children's Literature Collection at the University of Southern Mississippi. For 10 years, the de Grummond Collection has had the privilege of working with the Keats Foundation in administering this award. We received an amazing group of books from publishers by new authors and illustrators. These are people who have no more than 3 published books. Thanks to the tenacity of our Keats coordinator, Claire Thompson, publishers sent over 450 titles for the stellar committee to evaluate. When I say evaluate, I'm talking about the committee's work of finding books that highlight the universal qualities of childhood and the strength of family. I'm talking about books that present an original text and story that reflect the multicultural nature of our world. These books avoid stereotypes and are respectful of the child's intelligence, sensitivity, curiosity, and love of learning. These books are fresh and original in both text and illustration. This year's winners and honor recipients accomplish it all. In them, we see a world of hope, not a world without pain or challenges, but a world that children will recognize as good, despite those inevitable challenges. And now you have the opportunity to meet the authors and illustrators. But first, I want to introduce the executive director of the Ezra Jack Keats Foundation. She won't be a stranger to most of you because she's been visiting Hattiesburg and attending the Kegler Festival for many years. It's my honor to present Dr. Deborah Pope. Deborah?
Thank you, Ellen, for that lovely introduction. And I am glad to help welcome you to this, the 2022 Ezra Jack Keats Award virtual ceremony. It's amazing to realize that this is our third time presenting a virtual ceremony. And while we'd much rather be on the beautiful campus of the University of Southern Mississippi, where you'd be able to experience the incredible DeGrumman Children's Literature Collection, this platform does have its benefits. First, it makes it easier for all of you to attend. And second, you're able to see the excitement and thrill felt by the winners up close. As most of you know, one of the primary criteria for winning an EJK award or honor is that in some way the book reflects our diverse community and in the spirit of Ezra Jack Keats. It bears repeating that the spirit of Keats is in no way a desire to see replicas of Ezra's books. In fact, it's just the opposite. Our outstanding committee searches for books that break new or old boundaries, but in new and captivating ways. That's what our 2022 winners and honorees have done brilliantly this year. We're so proud to celebrate these writers and illustrators who focus their talent on creating books that entertain and delight, and at the same time bridge the gaps that might keep us from connecting with each other. These are books that children and adults will enjoy reading many times over, and also teach us to share, to be kind to ourselves and to others, and to have respect for and not fear our differences. These books augment the library of a more peaceful and accepting world, the kind of world we want for ourselves and for our children. Now, it's with great pleasure that I hand the program over to our illustrious chair of the Ezra Jack Keats Award Committee, Deborah Taylor.
Before I introduce our winners and honor book recipients, I'd like to introduce and thank the incredible members of our award committee. Their hard work and collaborative spirit made this all possible. Rita Auerbach, children's literature expert, storyteller, and retired librarian who has served on many National Book Award committees. Jennifer M. Brown, past director of the Center for Children's Literature at Bank Street College of Education and currently senior editor, Shelf Awareness. Pat Cummings, author, illustrator, winner of the Coretta Scott King Award, teacher of illustration at Pratt and Parsons School for Design. Carmen Agradidi, award-winning author and acclaimed storyteller. Vonda Nelson, author and retired youth services librarian, winner of the Boston Globe Horn Book Award and the Coretta Scott King Author Award. Chris Roshka, two-time Caldecott Award winner, author, illustrator. Dean Schneider, educator, reviewer, and children's literature expert. And Melissa Sweet, two-time Caldecott Honor recipient, winner of the Orbis Pictus Award and the Seibert Medal. I was honored to serve with this committee. The 2022 Ezra Jack Keats Writer Award goes to Out into the Big Wide Lake by Paul Harbridge. This heartwarming story of Kate and her developing courage speaks to readers with lively, accessible prose. One of our committee members pointed out the deft handling of the themes of gaining confidence and independence through practice and determination. We are delighted to celebrate author Paul Harbridge for crafting such a powerful narrative.
Thank you, Deborah. Hello, everyone. First of all, let me say how happy I am to be with you all today. When my publisher gave me the news that I had been nominated for the Ezra Jack Keats Award, I could not believe it. But a week passed and I hadn't heard anything, so I assumed I was out of the running. Then, the very next day, a phone call appeared on the screen in my car as I was driving. The call was from Deborah Taylor, chair of the awards committee, and when she told me I had won, I was so excited I had to pull over to keep from getting into a crash. As much as this honor means to me as a writer, it means even more on a personal level. In my story, a girl named Kate gains confidence and independence while spending the summer with her grandparents. Kate just happens to have Down syndrome and was inspired by my own brave, spunky little sister, Linda. My hope is that readers will come away thinking, as readers did with Ezra Jack Keats's books, that despite our differences, we all face similar challenges growing up. My sincerest thanks to the distinguished members of the Ezra Jack Keats Award Committee, my illustrator, José Bissayon, for bringing Kate and the Lake so brilliantly to life, my wonderful editor, Sam Swenson, and the team at Tundra Penguin Random House Canada, my wise agent, Amy Tompkins, at Transatlantic Literary Agency, my wife, Isabel, who has encouraged me in my writing all these long years, my son, Daniel, who, just when I felt like giving up, somehow managed to get my first book published. And most of all, thank you to my spunky little sister. Here's a big hug for you, Linda. Again, to the Ezra Jack Keats Foundation, my most heartfelt thanks for this incredible honor.
The 2022 Ezra Jack Keats Illustrator Award goes to Gracie Zhang for Lala's Words. Lala is an irrepressible girl who finds joy in movement, much to the consternation of her mother. Zhang's spirited illustrations with their creative use of line and color are an irresistible invitation to join Lala on her journey through her neighborhood. We are delighted to celebrate illustrator Gracie Zhang for her artistry in bringing Lala to life.
I am so excited to be receiving the Ezra Jack Keats Award for Illustrator. Lala's Words is a story that I wrote from my own experience growing up with my mother. A story that spoke to a lot of fears and miscommunication between a lot of immigrant mothers and children. All the things that go unsaid or said. I realized it wasn't just me and my mother, but it was a pattern of generational communication and relationships between her mother and all the mothers before that. So to receive this award, which reflects everything I love about children's books, diversity and the strength in our differences, it's an immense honor. And so I just want to say thank you to Hannah Mann, my amazing agent who saw the first seed of possibility with Lala and helped me parse down the writing and send out that book dummy to all those publishers, holding my hand throughout the process. Thank you to Kate, my amazing editor, who had the most joyous energy and enthusiasm for Lala, championing her throughout the entire process. Thank you, thank you. To Doan, Sydney, Patty Ann, Liza, thank you so much. I know it was a labor of love for everyone, and I'm extremely grateful.
A 2022 Ezra Jack Keats Writer Honor is awarded to Playing at the Border, a story of Yo-Yo Ma, written by Joanna Ho. With lyrical language, this title captures the humanity and universality of Yo-Yo Ma's music, while sharing a life devoted to creativity and beauty. Thank you, Joanna Ho, for reminding us of the power of art to impact the world.
I'm beyond honored and honestly a bit gobsmacked to be sitting here accepting an Ezra Jack Keats honor for Playing at the Border, a story of Yo-Yo Ma. I'm really pinching myself so I can remember what it feels like to be living inside my own dreams. Thank you so much to the Ezra Jack Keats Foundation and committee for the time and thought that went into reading and selecting books for this incredible honor. And thank you so much for choosing mine. My mother, an immigrant from Taiwan, used to blast Yo-Yo Ma playing the Bach cello suites early weekend mornings when I was growing up. I didn't appreciate it, especially when I was a teenager. But when I first saw the news article about Yo-Yo Ma playing the suites at the border of Mexico and Texas in a bold statement about immigrants and immigration, I immediately thought of my mom, and I knew I wanted to tell this story. So the first person I called after hearing the news was, of course, my mom, to whom this book is dedicated. She built bridges for me, is still building bridges for me across time and generations and borders and cultures and people. I love you, Mom. I hope that the books I write inspire people to feel pride in their own histories and stories, to recognize and step into their own power to create change in the world. Thank you to my agent, Karen Wiseman, for always believing, even when my stories didn't sell for years. To my editors, Clarissa Wong and now Ali Day, for never letting me settle for easy and for seeing what I want to say and pushing me to say it. For Sealing, Lena, Chelsea, Eva, Nicole, Megan, and the entire Harper family. I've learned that any book, but especially picture books, are the creation of many, many people. And I'm so grateful to be part of this amazing team. Thanks to critique partners and friends, Claire, Molly, Stephanie, Natalie, Helen, and Caroline, who've helped me grow from the very beginning. And of course, thank you to my family, my mom, Harv, Dave, Ning, and my two kids, Carter and Isla. Everything that I write is for you. Thank you all so, so much.
A 2022 Ezra Jack Keats Writer Honor is awarded to Ann Winter for Everybody in the Red Brick Building. Readers are treated to a symphony of sound as expressed by residents of an apartment building where the sense of interconnectedness of community is on full display. Thank you, Ann Winter, for your engaging and playful story.
Thank you so much for this amazing honor. It means a lot to me as a writer, but also personally. I'm the mother of two young sons, and the books by Ezra Jack Keats were some of the first books that we received as gifts. So my children were able to see themselves reflected in books very early on. And then on that same note, the Ezra Jack Keats Award winners and honorees have created some of our favorite books in our family. This whole shelf is actually books written by and illustrated by past winners and honorees. And it's not even all the ones we have, it's just the ones I found this morning. And these are books that we read over and over again. These are books that we have inside jokes about. These are books that we have memorized. So it means so much to join the community of writers and illustrators that are our personal favorites and that are doing such beautiful and important work. I absolutely want to thank Oge Mora. She is brilliant and wonderful, not only as a creator, but also as a friend. And this book would not be what it was without her extraordinary vision and talent. I also want to thank our wonderful agent, Steve Mock, for seeing something in this manuscript when he first read it and having vision and bringing Oge and I together. And also I have to thank Donna Bray at Balzer and Bray, the whole team at Balzer and Bray I want to thank, but Donna has always just been extraordinarily excited about this book from start to finish. So I'm very grateful to her as well. And I'm also extremely grateful to the committee. Thank you so much for considering this book and for honoring it.
A 2022 Ezra Jack Keats Illustrator Honor is awarded to Marta Bartol for Every Little Kindness. This wordless picture book, with its detailed images and clever use of occasional color, conveys in a powerful way the beauty of kindness and generosity to others. Thank you, Marta Bartol, for using your imaginative storytelling to showcase connections.
I can't believe it. It's such an honor. And I never expected in my wildest dreams something about this. Because, you know, at first, I didn't think that my book will be published anyway. And to see what a story is building, you know, with this book and to get this award, it's just something incredible. And when I told my parents this news, we were just jumping for joy. I got my idea from actual events. I really miss these people being open to each other. And, you know, since I was a little girl, these topics were so important for me. You never know if you will make it as an artist, especially with this kind of book. I was not sure. And this is a big confirmation that I'm on the right path and such a big encouragement. I'm so happy that I'm joining to Ezra Jack Keats family, and I want to congratulate to other writers and illustrators too. And I also want to say a big thank you to Ezra Jack Keats Award Committee, to my dear agent Alison Helliger's Stimula Literary Studio, to Daria Harper Chronicle Books, to Mish Publishing from Slovenia, my master thesis mentors, and to my dear parents. I'm so happy, I'm feeling so grateful, and this is such an honor for me. Thank you so, so much.
A 2022 Ezra Jack Keats Illustrator Honor is awarded to Kanisha Sneed for Many Shapes of Clay. Lovely, varied page compositions result in expressive drawings with predominant earth tones that perfectly complement this touching story of loss and healing. Thank you, Kanisha Sneed, for demonstrating the power of art to restore a broken spirit.
It's such an honor to be receiving this award, and I'm incredibly proud to have my book, Many Shapes of Clay, recognized by the Ezra Jack Keats Foundation. The inspiration behind the book was both my parents, my father in particular, who had passed away before I wrote the book. I was inspired by him on many different levels, but just really navigating the grief of it all and really putting that and those words into a book for children had so many different layers to it. But I was in particular inspired by that journey of navigating grief through creativity and what that meant for myself and how I felt like that could mean something special to someone else as well. I would love to thank my friends, my family, my publisher, Prestel Publishing, Penguin Random House, my editor, Holly Ledoux, who's incredible. And I really, really loved working with her. And she was just really an inspiration for myself in the whole process. And I'm just really thankful to the community and people who have responded in such a positive way to the book. I appreciate all the amazing kids in my life, and I'm beyond thankful for this wild and exciting journey. Thank you so much.
What a wonderful ceremony. And I'm so proud to thank President Bennett and James Ransom for making this event so extra special. Great thanks also to Deborah Taylor and the entire EJK Award Committee for their dedicated and brilliant work. And of course, to Paul Harbridge, Gracie Zhang, Joanna Ho, Ann Winter, Marta Bartol, and Kenesha Sneed for their incredible books.